before this video starts, it's coming up 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's the Predator stuff up there, all kinds of Predator stuff. But I need to sit down, it's late. Okay, you've seen the Predator collection up there. I'm tired, it's fucking going on 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 10 to 1 in the morning. I just got back to see the Predator. Now, I heard a few bits and bobs, and I managed to avoid any spoilers. And I went to see it in D-Box, 3D, whole and Cineworld thing. And wow, that was an experience. Now, there was about 8 people in the cinema. That's really sad to see that. Not going to judge the cinema because when we walked in, it looked like a building site going on there. Full on revamp, you know. I think it was like almost like, is this even open? But the cinemas inside, it was pretty awesome. What do I think of it? I'm not going to try and do any jump cut. I loved how it started. Reminders of the first one, the font, you know, the whole music coming in. Overall, I enjoyed it. It's a lot more funnier than it should be. I think the Super Predator, you know, it just feels like, you know, you should have some armor on, stuff like that, or whatever. I like the throwback. I think it was quite funny. Now, I love the first one. I think the second one is totally underrated. The third one's a love letter, and then Alien vs Predator get a lot of shit. Which, I mean, they should and they shouldn't, but you know, the uncut version of Alien vs Predator Requiem give a little bit more mythology on screen to the Predator and its universe and its home planet and its more traditions, and the fact that it covers up. This movie tried to expand, and like the first couple of trailers, the boy unboxing the helmet, what's that going to be, and then all this going down. Watching the movie, I was like, right, hang on, this is interesting. You know, the start, especially the whole experience with the dust coming up in your face and the wind blowing and the chair rattling, and you know, the opening scene was just like sort of right, hang on, boom, we're off and rolling. You know, it's bloody guts and even the Predator eyes, and I enjoyed that. It was good. And then you get to see the cast, and it's kind of a throwback to the first movie, when you sort of get to know this group quite quickly. They are the misfits, and you kind of like do kind of care for them quite quickly as well. And it was quite weird because you think like, hang on a minute, these guys are invincible, and you know, just saving it up till like boom, you know, they all go down in a blaze of glory kind of stuff, and there's some really cool death scenes and stuff like that. And I like where they were going, how like Gary Busey, I think it was great to be in it as Peter Keyes' son, stepping in his father's shadow. I think he was kind of underused a bit. He came off a bit more of a dork, which I know he can have that kind of evil glare, going back to stuff like The Frighteners and Identity. So I thought he was underused a bit. I like how they were like experimenting on it and sort of like has that outbreak. And I like how the group was quite funny. I thought Thomas Jane was quite good in it as well. I think everyone was reasonably good cast. Special effects were good, especially with the 3D effects and the bangs and the way this 4D box thing, the whole experience, I hadn't experienced it. You know, that was probably, you felt like, especially when they were on top of the alien ship or they're in the helicopters and you felt the wind or you felt the spray, or you know, people are getting beheaded and you thought, what the fuck, you know what I mean? I enjoyed that. The soundtrack I thought was reoccurring. I didn't think there was some new additions to the soundtrack, but there wasn't enough, like, it felt repetitive. The dog thing, I'm not sure about the dogs. You know, it's like the dog got shot in the head, so it's more loyal and all kind of stuff. I know a lot of people hated it, like Tan Percy, but you know, it's you know, it's building on the mythology. Now they've got a pet mutant dog, I guess, with dreadlocks. The Whoopi Goldberg comment was a bit like whoa, and then they had the whole throwback to the pussy joke, which was quite well done. I hope people have seen the film, because I totally think that when he walks in at the end of the movie, I think that was totally made for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, what's that in my new suit? And so, you know, it's pushing for maybe a new trilogy of movies, which I think they've done well. I think they could do it now. It was a nice isolated incident. It felt bigger than it was. It felt a bit like First Blood. It all felt isolated in a small town. it was a little bit dark near the end to see what was really going on, especially when like these people you followed throughout the film are getting now slaughtered and killed. But the sound effects looked good. I just thought the Super Predator, I just felt he needed a bit more armor. Just felt like he looked like a Giant Gonzalez from back in the fucking, WrestleMania 9, just walking around bare suited. I was like, what's going on there? I like how they reference both previous events, and then obviously they wouldn't know about the third film because it's set on another planet. If you couldn't get Arnold Schwarzenegger, get Danny Glover. I just thought it needed that kind of. I know the keys things was their character building, but I always think Danny Glover should have turned up as Lawrence Fishburne's character in Predators. That just would have made total sense, and it would have been really cool to see Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's doing a film called Killing Gunfer and stuff like that, and he did the whole thing with Shane Black. So you think, it probably wasn't about the money, but I think he could have. It totally feel. I mean, was there a hidden bit? I didn't stare at it and turn around once the main credits went, which I thought Shane Black was going to do a throwback to the old Predator, given like he looks and the names coming up, but it didn't. But no, it was quite funny. The only thing I really didn't like was I thought the death of the big Predator was just quickly it's over. And it just faded. Next thing you know, they're like wrapping stuff up and people's not going to know. I was like, whoa, that's just so quick. What happened to the girl? Where's the dog gone? And then if cut to that scene where this pod's come down, this big reveal, and you think he's walking in there, and you think, hang on, that's really feels like it should be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Or like I thought when he said, oh, it's the Predator killer. It's new technology, and I thought it's going to be fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's going to be like a fucking Terminator. I thought that's what was going to happen. I was like, oh, they can't really do that, but again, it's opened a lot of questions, It's built on the universe. I felt it kept grounded. A lot of people was going to give the comedy hate, but like everyone was laughing at the pictures, all 8 people. But a lot of people were laughing, there was a lot of funny fucking jokes. I think the bit where people were going to know this, I thought that was a bit, it was pushing the boundaries a bit too far. The bit where he's looking at the Predator corpse and he said alien corpse there, but special effects were good. Comedy was there. It wasn't as violent as the second one. I don't think you could ever get as violent as Predator 2 and fucking RoboCop. Just films back then were like, Jesus. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I'm not really sure about the artwork. The bright orange artwork they brought out, which is going to be the steelbook. Not sure about that. I love the lighting firework when the lightning's coming down and it forms the face of the Predator. Again though, I think, like the Predator in the first 2 movies just a badass motherfucker. You got Alien versus Predator, and the Predator's always a good guy, really. And then in here as well, he feels like the Predator we've got to know and that we went to see, he's been killed off halfway to go, right, did you not watch Aliens? Predators. It's like 2 different Predators, and like again, you tag in the Predator, whatever. I just thought it was not whitewashed, that's the wrong word, but like our beloved hero of the Predator's just gone again. I love the thing about the movie was, the original movie meant to be called The Hunter, and they called it The Predator, and I love all the tongue-in-cheek jokes towards isn't it that a hunter? No, well, we nicknamed him The Predator, rather than try and like pronounce whatever the Akuka is, or I can't even pronounce what the Predator's species is actually called. Not even Google can. If you listen to mine and Jack's podcast me and Jack have done the podcast for all 3 movies as well. If you want to hear me and Jack just sit like this right now and just fucking look at the Predator franchise and go, right, what the fuck. And we are building up the hype. I wanted to go with Jack, but I just ended up fucking winging it and going for it. This D-Box Extreme thing, but yeah, we'll buy it. We'll go up there on the shelf along with the rest of them. I think gotta say what it is. I mean, you gotta remember this is like done by Shane Black. He's he's the first guy to ever get killed by the Predator on screen. on screen. You know, Predator dragged him off the bushes and spat him out 30 years later for a reawakening. I do think it should have been given another name. Let's talk about the Thing and the Thing. You know, we've got the Predator, and okay, they put a "the" in front of it. It's not Predator, and it's the Predator. It's like, oh my god, it's like First Blood and First Blood Part 2, Rambo First Blood, whatever. You know, like, how do you put that in Rambo 3? Rambo. Or is that going? You know, Predator, Predator 2, Predators. That's just like, oh my god, if you put that in the right order, Predator goes the end of the song. But yeah, I personally think if you haven't seen it, go and see it. I definitely recommend that 4D experience totally made the movie. It really gave me like the buzz about going to see a film again at the pictures. I really enjoyed it. It was funny. Shouldn't really have been that funny, but it's gory. It's great to see the gore back. I just think it just wasn't as edgy violent as the second one. I love the little bit throwback to the original at the start. It's at the end when it's just like, right, it's just against them, you got time to run, right, clock is ticking. And it caught up pretty fast. I just think this, again, the old new super uber 7-foot giant Gonzalez Predator should have been a bit more medicine in a way, if that makes sense. It's evolved, you know, it's been evolving. So the only thing you really involved is 11 foot tall. Doesn't look very different, you know. I like the mythology of pulling people's spines out for the bone marrow and all that, the spinal fluid cord and all that. It's good. So I'm just ranting. It's literally late. How long have I been talking for? Approximately 10 minutes. Wow. I've got like 50 VHSs to put away in front of us. I'll lie, that's what all them are. For now, definitely check out Predator. I'm in Stephen Mason. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe. Goodbye for now.
Well, here's an outtake for you.
Turn around.
What the fuck's that? It's meant to be a tribute for the Predator. I think it's the Blair Witch. I am fucking roasting in this fucking jungle ass thing. I think I've lost it.
What was that? Hey Jack.